Welcome in, my button mashers. It is I, NatesLegend, and we are back again for another awesome episode. We are right smack down in the middle of E3. I mean, when we first started all this, Square Enix was starting to come on, so we'll get to all of that. Bear with us. But today, of course, I am joined by the one, the only, the doodly do, Mr. Scott. How are you doing today, my man?
I'm good. How are you doing, dude?
Oh, I am fantastic. I'm a little tired. All right, you'll probably notice my voice is a little scratchy here. So two things. I'm fighting a sinus infection. So please bear with me on that. I'm so clogged up. And then also I went to a rugby game yesterday, and it was intense, to say the least. If you guys know anything about rugby, it went into extra time. We were down by 3. We had to score just to stay alive, and it was intense. So between that and the infection that is plaguing me right now, I probably don't sound great. So I apologize to everybody that may be listening right now. Hopefully
it was fun though, right? Fun at the sports ball.
Totally worth it. Absolutely worth it. We'll have to do. I know we have a Madden show coming up, like football, but we may have to do a rugby one. Just get you guys into rugby, because rugby's fantastic. Seriously, if you get the chance, check out rugby. It's great. All right, guys, seriously. It's gonna be a big episode today. We have a few things going on. As I mentioned, today we are in the middle of E3. We're right in the middle. 2 more days, Monday and Tuesday. But some of the bigger announcements have already happened. All the notes today. We'll try to cover as much as we possibly can based off time crunch. But we'll have to see how things go. Now, unfortunately speaking, I didn't think of a think about it question, mostly because I want to make sure that we can spend the time that we need and that we want on the topic that we want, which is of course Hellblade and E3. So no think about it question. I apologize. But yeah, we'll be back at it again next week. We have some big big things. That said, here, let's go ahead and jump right into. Oh, as I accidentally hit things. It's been a day, man. I'm like clicking buttons. I'm doing things. Okay, so let's jump right into it. We're gonna go right into Hellblade. Pull that up here. So, what we are looking at with Hellblade. You know what? Let's break it down like we normally do. So, Hellblade, developed and published by Ninja Theory. It was originally released in August of 2017. It is it's kind of a third-person, really mobile walking game. We'll cross that bridge here in a moment as I'll break it down for you. Now, Doodles, you haven't had a chance to actually play this one, have you?
No, from what I've heard, it's interesting though. I've heard this was a game that is meant to help you understand mental illness. It was a game that was focusing more on that aspect. It was kind of more to help you gain insight. Mm-hmm. So, from what I understand, I wish I could play it. I want to play it, so I'm excited to learn more from you, my friend.
No, it's fantastic. I will absolutely break things down with the mental health side of things. So here, let's go ahead and do so. What I'm gonna do here is I'll tell you a little about the gameplay itself and how all the mental health side of things work. So first off, this is a game that I've been putting off. I've been wanting to play this. It looks fantastic. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have been wanting to play this game for so long, but the first thing you see when you turn this game on is essentially a warning. It's a little snippet saying, "Hey, this game is all about psychosis. If you're experiencing something like that, you may want to be careful with it. It may be triggering." So it's very upfront about the fact that it is mental health. Speaking of psychosis, so the reason, and that's the reason that I've kind of put things off. I've alluded to it on the show before, but I got some issues going on, and psychosis is one that I had to recently get back into check. So I've been putting it off because I've been so worried that the psychosis side of things is going to be a bit of a trigger and is going to kind of cause me issues. But I started playing it, and I don't feel like that's going to be the case, just based off the gameplay. But the first thing you're starting with as you enter into the game is you're hearing voices, and these voices are persistent. They are always talking to you. They are telling you to turn back. They're telling you, oh, don't do that. You got to look certain places, and oh, look at us. Why aren't you seeing us? Why aren't you talking to us? And Senua is just trying to get through what she's trying to do, but you hear these voices. And the really trippy part, and it does say this in the beginning of the game as well, it says it works best with 3D spatial sound. So I found my headsets that do the Windows Sonic or the surround sound 7.1, whatever else.
Yeah.
Just move in your, like, they move. They actually move around your head. It is the trippiest thing. It was very, very well done. I haven't gotten too far. Okay, so I haven't gotten too far into the story. I'm only a couple hours in, if I'm honest. Again, I just started it just because of the issues that may arise or whatever else from it. So, but it's good. I'm enjoying it. It is definitely a mental game, though. It is meant to get in your head. So
yeah.
There's your mental health side of things. We'll like I said, it kind of weave it into the rest of what's going on here. But ultimately, the game, you do play as Senua. She essentially, one of her, someone has been taken from her. It's set between Irish mythology and Norse mythology. So Senua is she's Irish Gaelic. She's she has kind of the Irish mythology. There was an encounter with the Vikings and a loved one. I haven't figured out exactly who he is yet. I'm thinking, lover of some sort, whatever else. But they've been taken from her and sent to Helheim. So what Senua's doing is she's traveling to Helheim and trying to get into Helheim to basically save him. Right. Okay. This entire game, you start out on the path to Helheim. You are trying to get through the gate. You got the voices in your head that are trying to guide you, but also misguide you. The one complaint that I have with all of that, though, is it is a very walking game. You do a lot of walking. It's a defined path, but it's a lot of walking. It took me a little longer than I care to admit. But I couldn't figure out how to run, and I was playing on my PC, and I kept hitting Control instead of Shift, which was the original keybind for running. So I was walking everywhere.
So it was double the walk.
It was double, and it was so dreadful. And I'm like, this is terrible. This is horrible. Like, I know that the combat's fun. We'll get to the combat here in a moment, but like, I can't just walk for hours and hours on end. Like, I haven't even touched Death Stranding for that reason. It's a walking simulator, and I'm just like, no, I can't.
Walking simulator.
Walking simulator.
Coming 2022 to the PS5. It's the walking simulator.
Walking simulator. Wait, didn't they have that? It was the QWERTY game where you controlled the knees and the feet and had to try to walk.
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I know what you're talking about. Have you ever played I Am Bread? Have you ever played I Am Bread? That's what it reminds me of.
Trying to become toast?
Was it?
Is that the one where you're trying to become toast?
Yes, yeah. And you're trying not to be on like the floor or anything. Okay,
yep. I know of it. I have not played it, but I know of it. I would say
it might not even be called I Am Bread, if I'm honest with you.
It is what it is. I wouldn't necessarily put it quite in that category. I would say it's definitely a mix between walking simulator and with hints of God of War. Like it's So once you get into this world, as you're basically tracking down, Helheim, trying to get in, it's a lot of walking, but it is puzzle based as well. So the gate will be locked and have a rune on it, and what you have to do is travel the little area that may be nearby and find that particular rune.
So let me ask you this: Would you compare it more to like a Tomb Raider kind of? Would you say it kind of plays in like a Tomb Raider where you have your
Very
puzzles?
very similar to Tomb Raider. Maybe a little less. The puzzles aren't quite as extensive and aren't quite as, at least not yet. Again, I'm not super far into it, but
Right.
yeah, I would say very, very similar there.
Okay.
So you find your rune, you basically scan it, and it unlocks the door to move on. There's other ways, other puzzles, like there's so once you get to the gates of Helheim, there's 2 gods that are guarding it, and you have to go fight both of them. So I chose, and this is kind of where I'm at now. I chose the oh my, I should know this, and I completely forgot the name. I chose the fire one.
The fire one. I like the fire one. That's a good choice, though.
There's fire, and then there's illusion, the god of fire and the god of illusion. And I'm sorry, I was not ready to jump into the god of illusion on a game that I was already hesitant to play because
it seems like it's like you're like upping the mental difficulty with the illusion side of it.
Like, oh no, but no. I went with the fire first. So one of the, you have to find a specific flame, which is housing a sacrifice. You have to light it, and then you have to rush your way through the door before you basically inhale flames and burn yourself to death.
Yeah.
Right. So, different puzzles like that. That's when I had to learn. I had to look up, just pull up my guide and look up how to run because I couldn't run, like I couldn't go fast enough to get through the fight. Like something is wrong.
Imagine that, like you're doing the like cool guys don't look at explosions bit. Like every time you're trying to run away from the fire, you're just like, this is fine.
This is fine. Everything's on fire. This is fine. This is fine. All right. But okay, so you do have the puzzles. There is a bit of combat, and you kind of know when there's going to be combat. It is a very, very simple combat system. So you have your block, which are very easy to time. It's pretty nice in that regard. Like it's you can switch between movements very, very fluidly and very easily. Whereas like with some games, once you hit the button, like you're locked into that movement. I'm calling you out, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Once you start the action, you're in that action, right?
Yeah.
This one is different. It's very fluid. If you need to suddenly block, you can swap your opponent and just like pull the shield or whatever else. I'm not very good at evading, like because it's space bar, and I don't know why my brain doesn't think evade and space at the. I remapped a bunch of my other buttons, but I just. But yeah, combat's super awesome. It does remind me of your standard, kind of your Arkham Knight, God of War. What is the other game I'm thinking of right now that I cannot? Assassin's Creed, even like it's very, very standard, right? You kind of know what to expect with which buttons to hit, whatever else.
Is it pretty much your straightforward lock-on system? Is that kind of what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, it's your pretty standard stuff. C and Z swap between. You can actually turn left versus right.
Okay.
Choose which direction you want to change your focus to, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's pretty standard, pretty simplistic, and you're not getting a lot of it. A lot of this game is just walking, exploring the world, finding the puzzles, trying to progress. Every puzzle pretty much has a set of 4 or 5 bad guys you have to fight through. But no, ultimately it is a pretty chill game so far. It's
awesome.
Not super intensive in that when it comes to the battling. One of the coolest things that I found, though, as you're walking this, the world really, again, it's Helheim you're trying to get into. So as you're walking this world, there are runes that you can find. And so you played God of War, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of comparing it to 2 different elements of that. So the cabinets that you can find that are images of like history, and then Mimir tells you the story of what's there.
Yeah.
Then you also have the stone tablets that you have to have Atreus read to you, right? So
yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of a mix of both of those, right? So it's you scan it, and then it starts telling you the lore that's kind of guiding the story, right? So you're getting a little bit of you're getting a little bit of Viking. It's mostly Viking lore, if I'm honest with you, because it's Senua, who is Irish, trying to learn what is happening right now. Learn
so she's essentially she's an outsider trying to understand the world that the lore that she's just jumped into. She doesn't understand it.
Exactly. So she's relying on the voices in her head to teach you, or to teach her whatever, what she needs to know to get into the gates or whatever else. So it is really interesting seeing her interactions with basically the voices in her head. Like, that's what you have to play on. But like, they're creepy voices in your head, and they talk to you, and it is a trip. I had to. Okay, so I had my.
I need to play this game. Oh man.
So I had my I have a few different headsets. I got my Corsairs. I got my. These are the ones that I was using. My Arctis, right? Because they do the Windows Sonic. And it was almost a little bit too much. It doesn't help that I'm congested, so like everything hurts, right? So but I moved over to my the razors that I use, here. Helped with the head pain, but made it creepier because it doesn't feel like there's anything in my ears. That's why I wear these ones. So it's essentially like real voices.
Yeah, they're just this is happening in your head. Like you don't have the feeling of noise being put in. It's in. Okay, that's insane. I get that.
Here's another because we'll need to kind of wrap up this. Well, no, we got time. We've only been on it for a few minutes. We're good. Okay, so you have ADHD as well as I do. Is that correct?
Yeah, undiagnosed, but yeah, I think I'm like 98% sure. Yes, I've seen the signs.
No, you know what it is after once you look it up, kind of learn and whatever else. But
researching it, you see the things. Yeah.
So I don't know if this is my ADHD and my brain always moving, or if it's so fun fact, I'm bipolar. That's hence the psychosis side of things. Just I'll be open about my mental health. That's kind of one thing that I struggle with is, so it is what it is. Meds help. Go get your mental health checked. Anyway, so I almost forgot where I was going with this. Where was I going with this? Oh, right. So normal person, like when you're thinking, right? Let's think of the train tracks for a moment.
Oh, the train of thought. We have
train of thought.
Okay, I'm gonna let you do this.
So most people are gonna have your standard just one train. Like, this is what I'm thinking about, right? You can get a second track going if you're talking, like basically having an internal monologue conversation. You have one side, you have the other side.
Yes.
Whatever else, right? Like it's very distinct, not personalities, but tracks, right?
It's easier to focus. Yes.
Yes. So I, at any one point in time, will generally have about 5 tracks going.
Yeah.
Right. But there's always this one track. Okay. And its sole job. Only thing it does, literally, is play music. And it's not a song stuck in my head. It's not like I'm just, I have a song stuck in my head. It's literally, I always have background music going in my head. I don't really pay attention to it, but it is literally always playing, right?
Yes. Yeah. Recently, I parodied a Kenny Loggins song in my head, and it's been stuck in there nonstop. And it lives in there. I can't get rid of it. I like to say that, you know what?
Not quite an earworm though, right? Like it's not quite just like this song's stuck in my. It's like it's playing. I'm having this conversation with you, but that song is literally going in the back of my head as well.
I like to say, like, one person, you have your train of thought. I like to tell people I have 8 trains of thought going in different directions, and it's harder to keep any of them together.
Yep, you can't keep any of them in line.
And the brain moves so fast that once you have an idea, it'll go away, and you won't even remember it. Like, it sucks.
That train just... Anyway, okay, so now that we've established kind of the trains and how many things are going through your head, right? So that particular train with the music is what I really will liken the voices in the head to, right?
Okay.
Like they're just it's not what your primary focus is, but they're there. It's always there. It's always just talking. It's always, so you can ignore them, but they're talking. It's there.
You can't shut it out though. Like I mean, you can ignore them, but you can't turn it off. They're there. Like this is the soundtrack to your existence.
Always be there. Yep.
Yeah.
And so like it's really weird. It's kind of crazy when like you start, when you deal with things, because I have had things talk to me or whatever else, not full schizophrenic episodes per se, but like, things like that. So it is in my mind a terrifying game because I don't know how deep down the rabbit hole it's going to go. Right.
Yeah.
Is it going to cause triggers, whatever else? But right now I am living and loving this playing on the edge thing. Am I going to be crazy? Am I not? Like
teetering on the line, bro.
Oh yeah. And ever since I got on my meds and kind of started getting my mental health in check, things have kind of calmed down with all of that. And it's no longer as big of an issue. So I feel like now is a good time for me to jump into this game. And if I'm honest with you, bro, sorry, I'll go ahead and let you talk here in a moment. But if I'm completely honest with you, I actually threw this on here thinking like, oh, we're going to do it. If it's on the schedule, I have to play it. Right.
Right.
I forgot it was E3 this week. Completely forgot it was E3. And then like Patrick made the thumbnails and I'm like, I can't be that guy, right? Like that asks to change it. So I'm like, you know what? I need to play this game. I'm still gonna go ahead and let's keep it.
We're gonna tackle both beasts.
We're gonna tackle both of them because it really is such a fun game while still it's still messing with my head. I don't know which way to go. There's my review. All right, fantastic. What are your thoughts? Go ahead. What did you have to say about it?
Well, okay. So the first thing that I was going to say was I'm very proud of you. Trying to maintain your mental health, and you've made huge strides, and I have to respect that. You've done really well. But as far as the game, I need to play this game because it sounds like a trip and a half, and I would love to lose myself in it because. Yeah, it sounds like a great game. I need to experience the creepy voices nonstop while I'm trying to navigate these puzzles and fight these enemies.
It is so much fun. Another reason we actually decided to do it now versus down the line, I actually did see an article, not even an article, it was a video documenting the whole process of making the second one and going through all of that. So I'm like, you know what, if they're making the second one, let's talk about it. Let's get this one out of the way so that when that comes up, we can just jump right into it. It will be worth it once that game comes out. So yeah, gotta love it. Love it.
All
right, y'all. So anyway, that's our I would say it's a fairly decent review there on Hellblade. I would recommend getting it. I would say it's a solid 8.5 out of 10 right now. Like there's our we'll give it a. That one is so long. Such a long clap. It's I don't know. Anyway,
that's the craziest thing. I was gonna say I think it should be longer. It's weird.
I feel like we need to.
Okay, I'm done.
I don't know. I never know which one I want to use, but all right, y'all. There is our epic and fantastic and whatever else we want to call our review there of Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Let's move on. Let's go ahead and jump into, and this is where things are going to get real crazy if we're honest here, because we have the biggest news from E3 so far. And oh my goodness, there's so much news from E3. So much. Like, okay, we're a day and a half in. We still have basically 2.5 days left. As we speak, let's see, it's 2:30 my time at this point in time. So we're looking, well, almost 2:30. About half an hour until the next people take the stage. So let's go ahead and give you guys the lowdown.
So this is coming out now.
We are literally right smack
in it.
at the middle of E3.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of E3. In fact, let's see. So I got all the way through. I think our dividing line today is going to be Square Enix. What we'll do is, because Square Enix was on while I was trying to get everything all set up and prepped, I didn't get a chance to really watch it, and I don't want to try to give you guys games from an announcement that isn't complete or isn't fully understood, whatever else. So we're going to we're going to. Right there, next week we will be covering the second half of E3, so please stay tuned for all of that. For now, let's go ahead and jump in. We're just going to go right from the very, very beginning. Really the biggest announcements. Now, first thing I want to point out as we go through all of this, I have watched everything so far, as much as I can. I've rewatched things. It's a lot, but because of how much it is, I tried to make sure that I was really gathering the games I was interested in. So if there's anybody out there that actually wants to talk about another game, please let us know. We can throw it onto the list. We're mostly going to be talking about the games and the brands and whatever else that I saw fit. But Doodles, I know you also had a couple thoughts yourself there. You have a few that you'd like to kind of discuss. So we'll get to all of them. Let's go ahead and just jump right into the first real big announcements. We have Ubisoft coming out. First, right out of the gate, we're looking at Rainbow Six Extraction. I don't know why I forgot what the R in R6 Extraction stood for a moment there. Okay, did you have a chance to look at this one?
No, I did not.
No, okay.
No, and I'm surprised at myself too because I did like Siege. I liked Siege, so I'm surprised at myself that I didn't see this.
I tried Siege a few times and I couldn't really get into it. I don't know what it is.
It's so technical, dude. It's just so technical.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm really bad.
We have Extraction coming out here, and it's a little bit different. Okay, so it was a really, really intense trailer, and the monster. I don't know if they're the infected or if they're aliens. I'm not 100% sure. I was just blown away by how pretty it was, if I'm honest, and they look dope. They look scary. Yeah. The whole game is centered around you're basically going in to rescue a member of your squad. You're extracting them, hence the name. Whatever. Really intense looking. It basically follows the same protocols that Siege has. You still have the similar abilities. You're getting a couple new people for it, but so we're getting some new defenders, especially.
Oh, but they're bringing a lot of the same cast then.
But yeah, it's all pretty much the same as you're going in there trying to extract your teammates, whatever else. So looks really fun. It is cross-platform. If I recall correctly, this was the one that is only cross-platform, console cross-platform. One of them was only cross-platform on consoles. I don't know if I wrote that down, but it's all good.
We're still trying to figure out how to include the PC community, it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, it's honestly I think it's a conscious decision not to include the PC.
Which I completely understand because going mouse and keyboard versus controller, you have the argument.
It's so hard to compare the two. They both have their advantages. They both have their disadvantages, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with it.
They're both great.
They're both great. But at the same time, they can't really be compared the same.
Sometimes they just don't get along. And you know what? I understand it, but it is what it is.
Yeah. It is what it is. All right. I may check it out. I was mostly doing generalized notes for this one because
there's a lot
there, but yeah, we're getting. I mean, there's long range. There's new long range infected. There's a swarming type, exploding type, a tank type. It looks like Rainbow Six Siege Left 4 Dead edition,
which is so fun that you said that.
I can go for it. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna get there. Oh my goodness. Left 4 Dead / Back 4 Blood is a part of the announcements here. We will get to all of that because I'm so excited. But we will move on. I don't want to take up too much time on any single announcement because of how many there are. And again, we're mostly just going to cover the ones we're most excited for. But I want to be able to spend some time on the ones that we really want to spend some time on. So, all right. Continuing on here, we have Rocksmith. So they're totally upping the ante with Rocksmith. So
Okay.
I'm really interested. We'll have to do an episode once this game comes out. We will get Duke Mumford, the Duke himself. We'll have to get him back on because that's one of his areas of specialty is Rocksmith. So
you know what could be okay. I have ideas. I don't want to talk about it yet, but I have ideas. I'll talk to you later.
Buddy. Yeah, because you play guitar. You taught yourself guitar though. You don't know you're not as technical per se, correct?
So the thing is, yeah. So my thing is, I'm real rough, but I played clarinet, so I understand classical music to that extent of middle school clarinet player. Okay, so I was pretty good. I was almost first chair though. So
okay.
I don't want to toot my own horn. So
Ooh,
say.
Look at you. Tooting your own horn, just
firing them off, bro.
No, that's awesome. I did not know. We've been friends for well over a decade at this point in time, and
it's been a long time,
right? I didn't know you played clarinet. I did not know that,
dude. I learned how to play "Wings of a Butterfly" by him on the clarinet.
Oh yeah, no!
I was so OG emo kid, goth kid. It was it, dude.
Want to know what I played as a kid? Because I had to take an instrument.
Let's hear it.
Can you guess?
I'm gonna guess saxophone.
Keep in mind. No. Hey, hang tight. I gotta give you one clue before. Before. Okay. So before you make your official guess. Okay. So keep in mind, I did not hit my growth spurt and get anywhere near the size that I needed, that I should be, or that I am now. Really. I grew up like half the size of all my friends. I was there was in middle school, high school, there was a good foot and a half difference between me.
I was the short kid as well. Yeah, I can relate.
Okay, so keeping that in mind,
okay,
what do you think I played?
All right, I'm gonna call it out. French horn. Say French horn. You played French horn.
Okay, it was brass. No, I played it's the euphonium.
What is this? Okay.
It is basically a mini tuba.
That is beautiful.
It was, and the reason I had to point out how small I was is because can you imagine just a little tiny old Nate just yay tall, just hand.
It looks like you're swaddling like yourself because it's the instrument is as big as you, so you're just holding you. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh, just not even that good. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, there's.
So what else was going on with the ease of the threes, my dude?
All right. Well, you know what? Let's go to back to the E3. So we were talking Rocksmith. That's how we led down this rabbit hole. I think it's gonna be good. All right. So, you can connect your instrument to a PC, console, and now mobile device. So, they actually are. You can use your phone as a microphone, so you don't need to physically plug anything in anymore. Your phone just covers everything for you. So it's a little more wireless. If you have an amp, you no longer need to, plug it in. I don't know.
It's less you're trying to build a studio out of your PlayStation. It's a little bit more friendly.
Yeah. Okay, especially with the PC side. It looks like it is very intuitive. Maybe not intuitive. We'll say term I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and switch the sentence altogether. It looks very tutorial-esque. Basically, the entire game is built around teaching you. So connecting into your computer and having it, for me, I have 27-inch monitors here. Being able to actually play and see and learn and interact, I'm super, super excited to see to kind of get this one.
This is the future.
It is. It is the future. And it is built. It looks like it is definitely built towards and focusing on the tutorial side, teaching people. It wants to learn how to play guitar. They're also, I don't know if it was in the original, but they're also adding bass.
That's beautiful. Awesome.
So
yeah,
anyway.
I'll play some bass. I'd love to learn. That'd be cool.
Great. And then the last little piece that I wrote down, I don't know why, but it has a massive library. Like it's supposed to be
good collection.
Yeah, pretty good collection. So
that's what we've been missing, bro. I've been missing this. Like I want like a Guitar Hero emulator where I can just like plug in any song and then just play Guitar Hero. But
I mean, what we all wanted as kids was just like, let me have Guitar Hero with any song I want. Like yeah.
We're so spoiled.
We're getting there. We are a little bit spoiled at this point. All right, we will move on just a little bit here. First off, before we jump into our next the next announcement, I just want to point out we got Jay Moore up in here.
Hello, Jay.
We miss you. I hope you got hope you got everything that you need to take care of. We miss you, and hopefully you'll be back next week because we have announcements at the end of the show that pertain to you. So listen up, brother. I am going to need you to be prepared. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, we're moving on. Let's go ahead.
I'm sorry.
The crazy part. Okay, the crazy part about the Ubisoft announcements here, right? I kind of wrote down all of them, most of them, because Ubisoft they surprisingly have some good looking. This was a good, in my opinion, this was a good E3 for Ubisoft.
Yeah, I think they really came out swinging for sure.
With the partnerships that they've created and everything, yeah, 100%. So this is one I actually thought of you when I came across this one. So we have Riders Republic. This game is basically Tony Hawk on steroids. So
plus SSX tricky. SSX tricky.
Okay, tell us about the game, Doodles. Like, tell us what you know about this or saw about this. What are you looking forward to?
I've seen one clip and it was 20 seconds long, and it is now my most anticipated game. It looks like SSX tricky. Plus, you get to use flight suits. Plus, like different vehicles. It's awesome. It's basically you're just like racing in whatever form you want. There's a snowboard version, which is probably the one I'm going to be playing on mostly. Because I want that.
Let's see. Did I even write down much about this? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so paragliding, biking, snowboarding, skiing. You earn stars to get points. You're racing others. You can race in real time. It's kind of a race, but it's not. You can stop anytime you want. You're not required by any stretch of the imagination to get to the finish line in any time. They do have so one of the coolest parts, and I wrote this down specifically because they brought Utah in. Utah is one of the areas that you can play. You land on top of arches. I mean, essentially, like there's different arches that you can land on, and it will tell you the history of them. And so Delicate Arch was the one that they used in the trailer.
Shout out to Southern Utah. There we go.
Isn't that also the arch that is used on the Utah license plate?
Yes, I believe so.
Which,
if I'm wrong, it's not the first time.
No, it's I'm pretty sure it is. It's Delicate Arch that's on the Utah, because the skiing one is just the skiing. I don't know. All right, moving on. Rainbow Six Siege. Let's go ahead and just jump into the next one here. Never been my cup of tea. Let me start with that. I mentioned it before. Never really been my cup of tea, and that's all right. It is what it is. Some announcements coming from it though. So we are getting console. This is the one that it would make sense that Extraction would also make sense to do it that way as well. Anyway, but yeah, this is the one that I was referring to. I apologize that so it's going to be console cross-platform, but they are leaving off PC.
Which makes sense because with the way these games kind of play, it's like a different breed. Whereas you're playing it a lot differently if you're using a mouse and keyboard versus if you're using a controller. So it makes sense.
100%. Oh, this is also they're also getting a new defender, as mentioned. We got, kind of the new characters coming in. They had a whole movie created, and it was pretty cool. I kind of zoned out, if I'm honest with you. Again, it's whatever. Problem that we ran into is I zoned out a little bit too much. No, it's not even that I zoned out. It's okay. You've met Moxie, right? My dog.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Okay, I say the name and you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. So it was about this time that Moxie decided she needed to go out. And I love her to death, but this dog, she is husky and golden retriever. And I love her.
So beautiful.
Sweetest thing. But this dog has a mouth on her that makes me want to kill things. She will scream and scream and scream. And then you tell her to use her inside voice. And she's like, okay. And then just whispers it. Fine. So I took them out and I completely missed the montage. But so I did have to go back and rewatch. But during the montage, we got Trackmania updates. That looks really fun. Have you ever played Trackmania?
I have not.
Highly recommended. It's super fun. I have that one if you ever want to race. It's stupid. It's fun. It's not quite Rocket League, but like it's kind of Rocket League on a track.
I might have this. I don't know. I'll look into it. Let's see.
It was free with gold at one point, so I'm sure. Yeah. We got Brawlhalla TMNT update coming. We got the Crew 2 in the montage, and it ended with Watchdog Legion Bloodline. So kind of cool, interesting stuff coming from there. But the one that I've been most excited for, we're going to just, like I said, it's just a montage. I'm not going to stay too long on that. But here's what I'm most excited for. They have announced Just Dance 2022.
Oh,
and
wait, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
If you get the opportunity to look it up and if you can watch the E3 announcement. So they said special guest, and I knew exactly who it was before he came out. Okay. It's Just Dance. He's a choreographer, so it makes sense that he'd be a part of this. It went a little further than I anticipated, but making the announcement for Just Dance 2022 is Todrick Hall. For those that don't know, Todrick is a choreographer, an artist, a musician, among so many other things. I know him best as a guest judge and a choreographer on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, nice.
Y'all want to know what I watch on a daily? Anyway, I'm an enigma, man. Vikings and drag races and who knows what I'm very clear about what anyway. All right. Anywho, so moving on. So yeah, it was really cool. They had him come out and make the announcement, announcing that his song. Okay, I have to look at it because I can never get it right. It's nails, hair, hips, heels. Nails, hair, heels.
Hair,
hip, heels.
Nails, hair, hip, heels.
So it's Todrick's song. I've had this open for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and.
That's a nice water bottle. That's
water.
A cool water bottle.
Isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. It's almost yeah, like it's it's almost like I did something special.
Is there a place we could get those? That's
they're almost, it's almost like there is. There is, I mean, if you take a look. Oh wait, what's that moving down there? Is there something? There is something.
Yeah, it's right there. Oh, okay, I got you.
Well, hey guys, follow that link. You can get more awesome stuff. You can get a sweater. I have one of those. You can get a shirt. I also got one of those. I got one of the Gaggle of Geeks ones. I got my stickers. Check out the link. Go buy the stuff. It's cool. Oh, also, I announced this last week. I have not, by any stretch of the imagination, actually gotten any emails yet. So, but I'm gonna throw it out here for one more week, just in case people are waiting. Just in case people are waiting on some shipping and handling and waiting on some orders to get through, whatever else it may be. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there one more time. If you do have merch, take a picture of it, send it to the email address, gaggleofgeekshow@gmail.com, and we can feature it on the show if we can make it work. But we'll see how that goes. All right, we do have to move on because we are quickly running out of time. So anyway, Todrick Hall announcing Just Dance 2022. Super excited. I love Todrick. I know he's a... what's the term? He tends to kind of tear the community apart a little bit, opinionates people. Some people have certain opinions about them. Nonetheless, it's still super exciting and getting the really just representation is fantastic. Yeah. That's I love
great.
It. Oh, anyway. Yeah. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Wait, actually, you know what? We're gonna take a step back. You've played you have Just Dance, right?
No, I don't. I don't have it.
I do.
We'll have to play. I'm into this. Let's do this. This could be a whole thing. We should talk about this. This could be an idea.
I just thought of something. And anyway, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. We also got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So this was one of the more interesting announcements for me. Now, y'all know I love this game. I'm still in the process. I stopped playing for a little bit. I needed to take a break. It was getting a bit repetitive. But Assassin's Creed Valhalla has been one of my favorite games. And they announced this was the biggest Assassin's Creed launch in history. Biggest launch in history. So for that reason, they have decided to continue making content for this.
Into the second year.
Into the second year. So did you see what content they're all releasing, Doodles? What are they doing?
Let me see. I saw the expansion they were talking about. Let me see. Look at my notes. Siege of Paris, which looks really awesome. I didn't want to get the name wrong, so I had to go to my notes. But Siege of Paris looks pretty great. I'm looking forward to it. You, as a veteran of the game, how are you feeling about this expansion?
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk the Siege of Paris for a moment here, okay? Because so we'll get to my opinions in a second. Do you know what the Siege of Paris is? Like what the actual Siege of Paris is in history?
No, educate me.
It is one of the biggest, bloodiest battles. It is the Vikings trying to take Francia, trying to take France, trying to take Paris.
Okay.
Was built with walls surrounding it, essentially, because it was surrounded by rivers.
So this is a real intense moment.
It is one of the longest, one of the biggest sieges ever in Viking history. So being able to actually go back and relive that, I am super excited. But here's the problem that I have with the free content. There's a lot of it. So not that there's a lot of it, which I'm not going to complain about having a lot of content. I'm having a hard time getting through it though. I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time keeping up with it and wanting to like get in there and go. And it's because it's so much. I did a few river raids. I still haven't completed the river raids.
Man, it's a depth game, man. Assassin's Creed's always brought there's so many layers always.
There's so much for it. So it's all right. I am super excited with it. They announced, so well into the second year. This is the first time they're ever doing content, releasing especially free content. Well into the second year is what they said. In fact, at the end of the second year, they teased just a little bit that Odin may be making a return. We've seen some of the other gods. We've seen Thor and all of them so far, but it looks like Eivor may be going up against Odin. But again, that's at the end of the second. That's next year. Like they're planning this well into the future. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how much content they're actually going to push out here, because it looks like it's going to continue to be seasonal. It's going to continue. I'm excited. I guess that's in all of those words put together. I am really excited.
You're a happy person.
I am happy, dude. This is a good day. This was a good day for me. This was a good weekend.
These is good times. These is good times.
This okay. Oh, also, I just want to point out. I know that I went on a rant that it kind of sucks that new games aren't coming out and the games keep getting released. First off, to everybody involved, stop attacking the developers. Okay, It's okay to be frustrated. You never know where the fault lies. Stop attacking them. It sucks. Trust me. I know. I'm trying to do a video game podcast when no video games are coming out. It's hard. Stop attacking people. It's not nice.
Be nice.
All right, I'll get off. There we go. Yes, thank you. It's for real. I'm sorry. I saw an article and I felt kind of bad because I went on a little bit of a rant about how upset I was about video games getting delayed. And then it wasn't until after I said that I read the article that people were attacking the devs, and I'm like, no, you don't get to do that. Like, that's not fair.
We still want to play this game, you know.
They're just trying to get the best game out to you.
Yeah.
Like, stop attacking. Anyway, I'll get off my high horse now, and we will move on because we got so much more. Oh my goodness, we are not even close. We're getting one-handed swords. We're getting Discovery Tour, which is just a deep dive into Viking Age. You can play as a normal person instead. I also do want to point out, Jay, as well, Creed storylines are so good.
Yes, they are.
The expansion packs that I've played, the expansion packs that are coming, the DLCs, everything. It's good. It's good content. It's just a little bit repetitive when you try to clear the entire map as you're going. Just play the story.
And it's been consistent too, I would say. Assassin's Creed has been consistently putting out a level of game forever now. I mean, I remember when I was in school, I played Assassin's Creed 2 for like 3-4 years. It was the first game I ever like platinumed because it was a game, as far as replayability goes, its levels are through the roof. It was great.
No, it really is. It definitely has a lot of replayability. And with all this content that's being added, like, this game could keep you going for ages and ages. I mean, you got years worth of content based off how much you actually sit down and play. So, all right, we do got it. We got to kind of move on. Ubisoft. I'm gonna skip a lot of this actually at this point in time. So Mario Rabbids. We got new Far Cry 6 with a new trailer with Giancarlo Esposito. Sorry as I butcher that. Really exciting stuff. Really get to see deep dive into the psyche of in Far Cry 6. We got a lot of that.
Always great storylines. Always
Avatar. Oh yeah. Sorry, we're really running out of time, so I'm gonna start skimming a little bit here. And we got our first platinum here, Arkham City. We talked about those a few weeks ago. Anyway, great game. That's a good one to platinum. Beautiful. Yes, I blame you there. All right, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Did you get a chance to see the premiere for that?
I saw a little bit. Yeah, let me consult my notes real quick. Yeah.
Okay, consult your notes.
Yeah. It's really pretty. It looks really pretty. Yeah.
I can't wait to be able to actually, have sex with a horse because that's technically what they're doing. No, I'm not wrong here.
This is the thing.
I'm not wrong. Okay. No,
think
about it. The sex scene that was in the movie, what connected? The hair strands. Yeah. Okay. What do they? How do they get on a horse?
Okay.
They connect the hair strands.
Yep. Okay. You know what? You're right.
I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. You know what? This is not a hill I even wanted. You know what? I'm going to be on. I'm with you.
Hill. It's not a happy hill to be on. I don't like that this is my hill. I really don't like it. I don't. All right, y'all. We'll move on well beyond this awkward.
Believe me, I have the high ground, Anakin.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? You know what we're going to do?
Yeah.
I'm looking. Oh my God, there are so many more games.
While you're looking, can I talk about Borderlands?
You know what? Yeah. Here's what we're gonna go ahead and do, guys. There were way more announcements than I fully anticipated. Okay, so I knew a lot were coming, but we may have to do an E3 exclusive episode next week instead, just to cover the rest of this because I have all of my notes from Xbox here and it just ain't happening. So here's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Instead of ending at just before Square Enix, we're gonna go ahead and stop at Xbox and Bethesda. And I know y'all want to be able to talk about that today, but it's gonna have to be next week because next week, we get Jay back. And here's the thing, guys. I promise I have not forgotten about your I totally forgot the name, though. I haven't forgotten that you want to talk. All right, y'all. Things are starting. Hey, Nate, I'm going crazy. All right. So, no, for real. That's where our dividing line is because we get Jay, hopefully get Jay back next week. And I want to throw so many things in both of your faces.
Yeah.
I need you both here. So
Yeah.
I am going to absolutely riggedy wreck your entire PlayStation versus Xbox little thing you got going.
Oh
Okay?
man, I better
I'm
prepare.
gonna wreck your argument. I'm gonna
Okay.
riggedy wreck it. Okay. That said, yes, Doodles, please, by all means, go ahead and talk about Borderlands.
Okay, cool. So as far as my what the things that stood out with Borderlands goes, their casting choices with their projects. And as far I just want to start with the Borderlands movie. We have Jack Black as Claptrap, Jamie Lee Curtis as Tannis, Kate Blanchett as Lilith, and Kevin Hart as Roland. This cast is amazing. I can't wait for this.
May I pause you for a moment?
Of course.
I just got a comment from Jay, and all I have to say to that, all I have to say is,
Take me outside. How about that?
okay, please go ahead, Doodles.
And then the next project we have coming up is Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which, from what I understand, is supposed to be like a D&D Borderlands-esque sort of thing. I haven't looked too much into this yet, but it has Andy Samberg, Wanda Sykes, and Will Arnett a part of this. This is heavy hitter. I don't know which cast lineup I'm looking forward to more. Both of these projects are just so good.
Because you also have so you have like Kevin Hart that's in the Borderlands movie.
Yes.
Who all do we have?
Jack Black, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kate Blanchett, and Kevin Hart for the Borderlands movie.
Okay, that's the movie. And then what do we have for the game?
Tiny Tina's Wonderland, we have Andy Samberg, Wanda Sykes, and Will Arnett. Which Will Arnett was amazing in the Lego Batman stuff.
Oh, of course.
So I'm excited to see what he does.
I was worried. I haven't been a big fan of Will Arnett, if I'm honest with you. It's more of a it's nothing that he's done. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's not a bad actor. But there was a point a point in time where I felt like he just never said no to roles. And he was in literally everything.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm interested in seeing what he brings to the table, but like, am I gonna? His redeeming role was the Lego Batman movie. Like, I'll give him that much. I loved him in that. I am interested in seeing if he can keep that momentum though, because IMO, yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Tell us more.
Needs this comedy. Oh, that's all I got. That's all I wanted to comment.
All right,
to let you know about these is these cast lineups are crazy.
That is, I'm really excited to see it. One of the things that I noticed are that they said about the movie specifically. They brought in, instead of just throwing it to different producers and throwing it to different networks, whatever else, they actually took the time to find people that would be interested and want to make a good Borderlands movie. They did just, they weren't just throwing it out there for anybody to make. Like, it was a specific type of person. It was, it needed to be a specific way.
I am so ready for Jack Black as Claptrap.
Hearing that, like that, it's going to be good. I'm super excited for that. I haven't played the Borderlands though. If I'm honest.
I have, and it's been fun. It's interesting.
Okay, which ones are multiplayer then?
I think all of them. I believe they all are.
Okay. You may, if
Hop on 3, we'll play sometime.
I don't have 3 yet. I don't have 3 yet. But that's because I bought the first 2 or the Handsome Collection or something. I don't know. I own 1, 2, and then all of the extra stuff. I don't know. I own a lot of it, but I haven't been enticed to actually play. Like, I'm gonna throw that up there. We got
where
Jay.
You need friends. Also, if you have your friends online, it's so fun.
Oh yeah. Okay. And if you can, get on and play with me, and then we'll talk.
Okay.
Also, I want to point out, I've been meaning to throw this up here. Hi, want to throw,
Thank you so much for your comments.
The love and recognition. I don't know. It's just kind of cool seeing new people come in and comment. Love having it.
Great.
Really do. It's great. I'm blushing a little bit, but I'm already pink, so you can't tell. Anyway, all right. Okay, I think that's where we're gonna go ahead and end things, because at this point, like I said, I mean, we're talking. Okay, we're gonna have a teaser. We got Halo. We got Diablo 2. We got Grounded, which I was actually super okay. That looked interesting. We got Outer Worlds 2. We got Forza. we got some big announcements coming out of Xbox. So we're gonna cut it here, mostly so that we can go catch the remaining bit of this. You guys all are gonna be able to get right back into guess what's next. Guess what's on right now and why we're gonna go ahead and disconnect right this second. Guess. It's Doodles. Guess.
I don't want to guess. You guess.
I know.
It's Bethesda, right?
I already know what it is.
Is it Bethesda?
It is not. So it is back for what? So guys,
I don't like being wrong in public.
They're getting their own time frame here. They're getting their own stuff. They're getting their own slot. Getting their own. So for that reason, we're going to go ahead and disconnect at this point in time. Guys, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We will have more E3 next week. I promise that. There's so much more to come out of that. Let's wait for Doodle. Or let's wait for Scott to get back. Wow. Oh my God, Jay. I'm sorry. I love you. We're gonna wait for Jay to get back for the official announcement. I think I was gonna throw out the Geek Dome. There's your little teaser. You get the Geek Dome announcement next week. I promise you. If it doesn't happen, I will. I don't know. I'll let Doodles choose my punishment. All right, it's cool.
Good stuff.
It's gonna be real good. All right, y'all. That said, Doodles, where can our viewers find you?
Hiding generally. I'm on. I'll be on Twitch soon.
Yes, it's gonna be fantastic. Show our names here as well, guys. I'm NatesLegend. As always, thank you so much to our creator, our founder, the person that really pushes us all to do a little bit better. Huge shout out to
person.
Patrick. Yeah, Patrick does so much for us, and he's striving to be a little bit better every day and make us a little bit better with him, and we love and appreciate him for that. So anyway, as always, hopefully Doodles will be able to join us next week, along with getting Jay back, because I do want to do that announcement, but I feel it only appropriate to have Jay here with us, so we'll cross that bridge in a bit. Other than that, guys, I'm NatesLegend. You will be able to catch me streaming here over the next little bit. Guys, please, I'm actually trying to kill time till I can get back here to do the outro, if I'm honest with you here, because I keep hitting the wrong button. Other than that,
I'm definitely down to do this, by the way.
Yeah, we can do Rocket League this week. Keep an eye out on my stream at NatesLegend. I'll stream with Jay and Doodles sometime this week. I promise. But guys, as always, take care of your mental health and keep on gaming.